You're stopped at a red light. To your left, a European supercar. Low, exotic, 6 figures easy. To your right, just another American icon, or so they think. The light turns green. 3 seconds later, that icon is already disappearing into the horizon. Engine screaming, pavement shaking, ego shattered. That car? The 2025 Corvette Stingray C8. And here's the controversial part. This might be the most underrated performance bargain in America right now, even though it's not perfect. In fact, there's one flaw that could completely change how you see this car, but I'll save that for later. Because first, we need to talk about how Chevy pulled off something nobody thought was possible. And real quick, if you want honest car reviews that go deeper than spec sheets and actually tell you what it's like to live with these machines, you're gonna wanna subscribe. We've got some eye-opening comparisons coming up. Exterior design, a supercar that finally looks the part. The first time you see the 2025 Stingray C8 in person, it doesn't look like a Corvette anymore. It looks like a mid-engine supercar because it is one. The proportions are dramatic. A short, aggressive nose, massive side intakes that actually do something, and a wide, planted stance that looks like it's ready to pounce even while parked. Sharp creases slice through the bodywork, LED headlights glare like they're angry at the road and around back. The quad exhaust tips remind you this isn't here to whisper. Paint finishes like rapid blue, torch red, and hypersonic gray catch light in a way that makes people stop mid-conversation. And at night, the reflections, the angles, the shadows, it looks straight up cinematic. This is no longer a nice-looking sports car. This is a statement. Interior experience. Fighter jet meets daily driver slide inside the 2025 Corvette Stingray C8. And the first thing you notice is how driver-focused everything feels. The cockpit wraps around you like a fighter jet. High center console, deep bucket seats, and a flat-bottom steering wheel that puts every control exactly where your hands expect it. Materials feel solid and intentional. Soft touch surfaces, real stitching, optional carbon fiber and aluminum trim. It finally feels worthy of the performance. Ambient lighting subtly glows at night, setting the mood without being distracting. Front and center is the fully digital driver display, customizable to show everything from navigation to performance telemetry. To the right, a large infotainment screen handles Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, navigation, and vehicle settings with sharp graphics and quick response. And yes, the sound system actually slaps. The available Bose Performance Series fills the cabin with clean, punchy audio even when the engine isn't stealing the show. Comfort-wise, the seats strike a balance between aggressive bolstering and all-day usability. You could track it Saturday and commute Monday. Performance and specs explained, like you're driving it. Now let's talk numbers, but more importantly, what they feel like. The 2025 Stingray C8 is powered by a 6.2-liter naturally aspirated V8, mounted behind the driver. No turbos, no gimmicks, just raw American muscle refined. You're looking at 495 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque with the performance exhaust. What does that mean in the real world? It means 0 to 60 in about 2.9 seconds. Fast enough to rearrange your organs. Power is sent through an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission that shifts instantly. No hesitation, no drama, just relentless acceleration. Handling is where the mid-engine layout shines. Weight distribution feels near perfect, turn-in is razor sharp, and the car stays planted even when you're pushing hard. It doesn't feel scary, it feels confident. Efficiency in daily use. Surprisingly livable. Here's where things get interesting. Despite the performance, the Stingray C8 manages around 15 mpg city and 27 mpg highway, which is honestly impressive for a V8 supercar. And thanks to the mid-engine layout, you actually get 2 trunks, one in the front and one in the rear. Enough space for groceries, weekend bags, or even golf clubs. This isn't just a weekend toy, it can genuinely handle daily life. Dimensions, safety, and warranty. The practical side. The Corvette Stingray C8 seats 2, stretches about 182 inches long and sits low, but visibility is better than you'd expect. Safety tech includes forward collision alert, automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, rear cross-traffic alert, and available performance data recording for track days. Warranty coverage includes a 3-year, 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain. Solid, but not class-leading. And that brings us to the part I teased earlier, biggest drawback, the flaw you need to know. Here's the truth. For all its brilliance, the biggest drawback of the 2025 Corvette Stingray C8 is availability and pricing reality. On paper, it's a performance bargain. In real life, dealer markups, limited allocations, and long wait times can push the price dangerously close to cars it's supposed to undercut. For buyers expecting a simple, affordable supercar experience, that can be frustrating. It doesn't affect everyone, but for some, it's a deal breaker. Biggest competitor and market future. The Stingray's biggest rival? Cars like the Porsche 911 Carrera. The Porsche offers legendary refinement and resale value, but costs significantly more for similar performance. The Corvette counters with raw power, dramatic styling, and unbeatable performance per dollar. Looking ahead 3 to 5 years, as electrification grows and performance cars become more digital, the Stingray C8 may be remembered as one of the last great analog supercars. A naturally aspirated V8 in a mid-engine layout at this price point may never happen again. Final verdict and call to action. So back to the question we started with. Is the 2025 Corvette Stingray C8 insane? Absolutely. Is it perfect? No, but it's close enough to make a lot of far more expensive cars very nervous. If you had the chance, would you choose this over a European rival? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and stick around, because next up we're diving into a comparison that might start a war. You won't want to miss it.